I found myself at John F. Kennedy Airport a short while ago, ready to fly back home. Checking in my luggage and going through security was surprisingly easy. It all took about 30 minutes from leaving my Uber to standing at the gate. So I had time to spare and I was getting hungry. I'm not a big fan of airplane food, who is, so I wanted to indulge myself in some less healthy but tasty food from McDonald's. I walked back through the terminal to the place where I saw that outlet and saw a massive queue in front of it. I wasn't the only one with a craving for Big Macs. They also had a sign saying that if I wanted to save time, I should order using their app and pick up the desired quarter pounder at the pickup counter. That sounded good to me, so that's what I was going to do. Spoiler alert, it would have been easier and faster to get into that queue. What happened is something I've noticed a lot before. Software and processes these days seem to be worse than they used to be. A lot of the apps on my phone regularly throw errors. Websites do strange things or just are unreliable. Processes seem to be made with the developers in mind, not the end users. And I could go on and on. It feels to me that quality assurance, or QA, is more and more an afterthought. I get the idea that organizations seem to skip thinking things through to get features out of the door as quickly as possible. Questions like, is this a logical thing to do for a user? Would the user understand this? And even, does this work? Are, as it seems, not asked enough. I could give a long and tedious list of places and apps where I've seen this, but let me illustrate by telling you what happened at JFK. I returned to the table where my wife and daughter sat with a much more sensible and healthy meal. I already had the McDonald's app installed on my phone. But of course that one did not work. I have the Dutch app version and I needed the US version. So I uninstalled the app, opened the Play Store and found the US version. I clicked install and got a message, sorry, that won't work here, but we'll redirect you to the correct version. I got redirected to the Dutch version of the app. That's not helpful. I checked my VPN and that said I was connected to a VPN server in New York. Maybe that didn't work right, so I switched off my VPN. I was connected to the JFK Wi-Fi, so there shouldn't be more location issues. By the way, turning off VPN is generally a bad idea in these cases, but hey, I was hungry. That didn't help. I got the same redirect. I disconnected from the Wi-Fi, turned on roaming, connected to the 4G network, made sure that location services were turned on, did an IP check to see where websites thought I was, and they all told me I was in New York, and I tried again. No luck. Oh, and yes, I did turn my phone off and then on again after each change. I did a quick Google search for the US McDonald's app and found some places that allowed me to download the APK directly. Well, I was hungry, but not that hungry. I will not download an APK from an unknown source. So, in the end, I could not do anything that would allow me to download the correct app to order the so desired burgers. My daughter Emma, who's way more intelligent than I am, said she wanted to try it for me, so she did the same thing. She was connected to the Wi-Fi through VPN, went to the App Store and downloaded the US version. I was stunned. We compared settings on the phone and it turned out she had set her language to English, while my phone's locale was set to Dutch. Changing mine to English also allowed me to download the app. She ordered the app, the meal, and I picked it up and I ate it. One of the questions that came to mind is, why is the language on my phone a factor in deciding which apps I can download? That doesn't make sense. The language I prefer has nothing to do with where I am. I know many people living in the Netherlands who only speak English. And if I were living in the US, I can imagine preferring my phone to be in Dutch, even though I speak the language there. The app had one funny quirk. You had to set the zip code of the location of the restaurant. I don't know about you, but I don't know the zip code of JFK Airport by heart. Once we looked that up, the app presented us with the right McDonald's. Oh, and why do I have to use the app to order something and wasn't I able to go to a website? A website would be much more convenient. I understand, McDonald's has a gazillion locations in the US alone, but we're talking about one of the busiest airports in the world here. So many people from all over the world are looking for their fix of McNuggets. Why force them to use the local app? I'm sure somebody at the McDonald's organization must have thought about this. How can we serve that small but significant percentage of people in airports? But nobody followed up on this. Good QA goes way beyond writing good unit tests or doing exploratory testing. It is also about thinking, are we helping our customers by delivering the easiest way to get that task done? It goes beyond technical testing. It should also look at the human factor. And I have the feeling this is getting less and less frequent every day. QA should be involved from the beginning. When people write down epics or features, QA should test those and be able to give feedback about them. QA should not only be involved at the end stage to test if the written software works technically, QA must be there at every single phase of the project. They should be asking, does this feature even make sense? And is this process the best way to get something done? QA is also about making sure the user experience is good, to ensure the logic makes sense. And they have to be able to guarantee that I can have my fries a lot quicker. In the end, that will result in better software, happier customers and fewer costs for rewrites. It will also save a lot of time so you can get your features in the hands of your customers quicker. Fixing issues early is always significantly cheaper and faster than doing so at a later stage. Studies suggest that resolving a problem during the analysis phase is about 200 times cheaper than fixing it once it has been deployed. What are your thoughts about this? What are the stupid design issues you ran into lately? Please share them in the comments. Oh, and please, if you like this video, click on like and subscribe. It's free, works everywhere, even at JFK Airport. Thanks for watching.